Hello everyone, welcome. It is a new year and I have already found some incredible new favorites. Some of the products I'll be speaking about today are new releases and some of them are just new to me. So there's really no other introduction or description necessary other than I've been testing out these products now since the new year started, and they have quickly become products I find myself reaching for every single day. So without any further ado, let's get into it. If you watched my What I Packed for Cabo video, you would have heard me mention that I've been testing out this product right here. This is from the brand Mimmua, and it is their Niacindy Dark Spot Ampule. And when I spoke about this product in that video, I did mention that I wasn't certain I was pronouncing the brand name correctly. And it was someone in the comments that mentioned it's supposed to be pronounced mimmua because it's supposed to sound like moi, like a kiss or blowing a kiss, because the philosophy behind the brand is that it's going to give you kissable skin. Not only have I been testing out their Dark Spot Ampule, I've also been testing out the Volume Up Time Block Serum and the Niacindy Radiance Cream. This portion of the video is in partnership with mimmua. I have been testing out all three products for over a month, and they have truly earned their spot in my skincare routine. The Dark Spot Ampule is the first step. The texture is very lightweight, almost gel-like, and it absorbs completely with no residue, which makes it very easy to layer. It's formulated with 3 key ingredients that have been proven to help fade dark spots. There's 10% niacinamide, which works by inhibiting pigmented melanin from rising to the surface of the skin. It also contains something called thiactic acid, which is a powerful antioxidant that helps to fade discoloration. It's an ingredient that I had never heard about, but it is in fact a well-known ingredient in Korea, in their dermatology offices, where people get something called a Syndela injection. Obviously, this is a topical product and not an injection. The idea is similar. You're targeting uneven pigmentation in a much more accessible and affordable way. The third ingredient is NAD+, which is very popular in beauty right now for its antioxidant and anti-aging benefits. And as you saw in the demo, I really target this area where I have the most discoloration and marks from breakouts I had as a teen. And honestly, in just a few weeks, I have already seen significant improvement, lightening in this area. Next is the Volume Up Time Block Serum. The hero ingredient in this is something called volufiline, 5% volufiline to be exact, which is the clinically tested concentration shown to be the most effective. Volufiline signals the skin to create and thicken fat cells in the dermis, which helps to plump the skin from the inside out. The serum also contains 40% beta-glucan, which is known to be 40% more hydrating than hyaluronic acid, which came as a surprise to me. It also has no known side effects, making it safe for sensitive skin, including those of you that may have rosacea or even eczema. Then there's the Niacindy Radiance Cream. This works really well as a sealing moisturizer, which means that you are sealing in those previous 2 steps. It contains the exact same 3 ingredients as the ampule: niacinamide, thiactic acid, NAD+, but in a richer formula. The capsules you see in the cream help keep the thiactic acid and NAD+ stable until application. This is especially nice during these cold winter months when many of you are experiencing severely dry skin. Overall, these have been very easy to incorporate into my routine. They're effective and straightforward, which is exactly what I look for in my skincare. I have to say, one of my favorite things about this job is being able to test out some great products from brands I may not have heard of. Of course, sometimes the products don't work out, but when they do, I think it's pretty obvious that I absolutely adore sharing my excitement about them with you. My next favorite is the Milk de Parfum Fine Fragrance Milk from the brand Noise. And I selected the scent Only Human, which is described as a skin-hugging gourmand. This is such an interesting concept to me. A fragrance milk? It says here that it is a first of its kind pour-on fine fragrance milk that projects the scent power of perfume in a radiant new form. Long lingering liquid silk milk de parfum melts on and soaks in, infused with hyaluronic acid to leave skin hydrated and nourished with a soft, luminous sheen. A multi-sensory experience designed to be the first step in your fragrance ritual. It is alcohol-free, non-sticky, fast-absorbing, and has eau de parfum strength, which it says here is 15 times the scent power of a lotion and delivers 12 hours of all-day wear. I'll be honest with you, I'm not even layering this with anything on top. I think it's strong enough as is. It does come in 2 other scents, Unmute Milk de Parfum and Detour Milk de Parfum. It is 5 fluid ounces and retails for $95. I have been using it nonstop since I got it. I have already received, I've only had it for about a week or so, and I've already worn it out a couple of times and received compliments. So I think that is really what speaks to a good fragrance that is potent enough to, again, be worn on its own. Even though they say it can be part of your layering routine, once again, I am fine, especially during the day, just wearing the milk on its own. The top notes of Only Human are pink pepper and Italian bergamot, middle note of water lily and bamboo, and base notes of vanilla bean, ambroxan, and cedarwood. Towards the end of 2025, I hit diamond status at Ulta Beauty. I'm sure that comes as a surprise to absolutely no one. And when you achieve diamond status in the Ulta Beauty Rewards program, you are able to select a gift from a pre-selected, relatively small assortment of products. But free is free, and it does give me an opportunity to try a product I may otherwise not have added to my cart. And to my surprise, I have fallen in love with my free gift. This is from Clinique. It is their Stay Matte Sheer Pressed Powder. I am guessing this product has been around for a long time. In fact, I know it has the Stay Matte Pressed Powder. I don't know if it was always sheer. Truth be told, I don't buy a lot of Clinique. I don't even remember the last time I purchased a Clinique product. But I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say that in the years since I last even had the product on my radar, they probably changed the formula. All I know is that this is just as good, if not better, than my Holy Grail MAC Blot Powder, which, as many of you know, has been my go-to touch-up powder for many years now. I can't even tell you how many of those MAC compacts I have gone through. So I decided to, instead of putting the MAC Blot Powder in my purse to take for an evening or for the day, I put the Clinique in my bag and I've been touching up with this. And dare I say, I actually like it a little bit more because while the MAC gets rid of the oily shine without adding any cakiness, heaviness, this one does the same. It gets rid of the shine instantly, but it also seems to smooth my pores as well. This has a sponge instead of a puff like the MAC. But I just love how this sort of airbrushes the skin. Of course, I set my makeup with powder upon application, but then as the shine comes through during the day or night, that is when my pores stand out more. And so I reach for this, and I pretty much just use it on my T-zone, and it does exactly what I need it to do. Gets rid of the shine, smooths my pores, and does not look like it's adding or feel like it's adding any heavy weight or cakiness to my face. And I'm not sure if I said this yet, but I use 02 Stay Neutral. I have seen so many mixed reviews on this new Charlotte Tilbury concealer. This is described as a light as air, full coverage concealer with elastic stretch and up to 24-hour creaseless wear. It also says here that it hydrates with Phyto Youth Essence, hyaluronic acid, and squalane. This is truly a one-dot concealer, unless you want to use it as a foundation. And I have actually seen a couple of influencers use this as a full face foundation, and it did look beautiful, I must say. I have not tried to use it yet as a full face foundation. I've just been using it under my eyes, and upon first application, I did use too much. And when I say too much, I mean 3 dots. If you watch my makeup tutorials, I typically use more than 3 dots. Even though I'm 52 years old, I don't have super dry under eyes. And if you are also someone who doesn't have really, really parched under eyes, you can get away with using a little bit more concealer. What I'm getting at is that I thought I was using a minimal amount, or at least a more minimal amount than my normal, because I had heard that this has a lot of stretch. So I used 3 small dots and it was too much. Now I use 1 dot on each eye, and it just blends out like nothing I have ever seen before. And it is indeed full coverage. So if you want to try this concealer, make sure that you start off with just that 1 dot, because I am 99% certain that is going to be all you need. The shade I've been using is 4.5 Fair Medium. It's Charlotte Tilbury, so of course the packaging is luxe, although I will say she has had products in the past, very few, but she has had some where the packaging was not so luxe, but most of the rest of her products are very luxe looking and what you would expect at this price point. This concealer is $36 and comes in 34 shades. As I mentioned, I do have it on now. I set it with a little bit of powder, not much, and I've been wearing it for also about a week now, and I have no complaints. I will say though, and I'm saying this because I always want to give you the pros and the cons, I don't feel that it's exceptionally hydrating, but I also wouldn't say, at least in my experience, that it's drying either. I feel like if you try this concealer and you do find it a little bit drying, but you like the coverage and the wearability and the stretch that it has, then I would definitely recommend, and this is probably obvious, you're going to want to apply a really hydrating under eye cream or under eye balm, and then let it sit for a few minutes and then go in with the concealer. But so far so good for me. I give it 2 thumbs up. It's no secret that I adore the Patrick Ta Double Take Blush Duos. And Patrick recently launched 2 new shades, and one of them is the shade Soft Launch. I do have a YouTube short that I can link in the description box where I showed both of the new shades. I can't think of the name. I think it's Thank Me Later. It's a purpley one. And did I post that as a short? I think I did. I know I posted it on Instagram. Regardless, I do have a video somewhere showing both, testing both for the very first time. And I do like the purple one, but the majority of people who saw the video and commented said that they preferred Soft Launch, which is this beautiful peach duo, on me rather than the purpley color. And I agree. This is the most beautiful peach blush I own. I used to adore MAC Peaches for years. That was my go-to peach, and I still really like that one. This one I like even better because it's got that cream blush in here as well that I can pop on top to give it more of a dewy look or to simply intensify the color. I know that a major complaint from some consumers about Patrick Ta's Double Take blushes is that a few of them are almost too pigmented, which makes them not so beginner friendly, or perhaps you're someone who goes very heavy-handed with your blush. If a blush is already super pigmented and you're a heavy-handed person, that can go, as I like to say, 0 to clown cheeks very quickly. And we don't want that. So this particular shade and also Thank Me Later are more on the sheer side. So don't be afraid of them. These new ones do go on pretty sheer, but can easily be built up. It is my new go-to. And when I'm not so much in a peachy mood, I have been loving this kind of scary looking purpley pink blush from Gucci. This is the Glow Dewy Powder Blush in the shade Arctic Rose. This is described as a long-wearing blush with a thin, silky smooth texture that delivers a buildable color payoff for either a subtle wash of color or a bold look. And it has medium coverage, it's a radiant finish, and an impressed powder. It also says here that it contains hyaluronic acid, doesn't everything these days. Also black rose oil to soothe and comfort skin, free of parabens, phthalates, and sulfates. So when I first got this, I bought it online without swatching it in person. I just watched videos like a lot of us do, long form, short form. I wasn't really sure if I wanted to spend $50 on a blush, but I am happy I did because I think it is so, so pretty. And they were not lying when they said it can be applied as a sheer wash of color or built up to be bolder. You really do get just a sheer wash of color when you apply this one time only. And if you know me at all, you know I like a lot of blush. So I do have to go in a couple of times to get the boldness that I prefer. But what I like about this, being that it's a dewy blush, even when I build it up, it doesn't get glowier and glowier to the point where it emphasizes too much texture. I really wanted to love the new Milani blushes, the reformulation of the baked blush, because I have loved them. I loved them so much. But I really feel like the new ones, the new formula, is almost too glowy because the more I apply, the more my large pores and texture start showing. And that's such a bummer. So unfortunately, those are not a dupe for these. The texture of this, the formulation of this, really just brings out a glow without bringing out texture. So if you're on the fence about these Gucci blushes, I hate to be the one who says, you should try it, you should get it, but I guess I'm going to be the one who says, you should try it, you should get it. On my lips today is a combo from Ilia. I'm wearing the Lip Sketch Hydrating Crayon in the shade Untitled and the Overglaze Hydrating Lip Gloss in the shade Crystalline. This claims to be a long-wearing, plumping lip pencil. I would say yes to the long-wearing, not so much to the lip plumping. I feel a slight tingle when I apply this, but it's really negligible. But I love this color and I love this chunky lip pencil. I normally use just a regular old lip liner pencil, whether it's a traditional kind that you sharpen or one that you twist up. They're usually a fine-tipped lip liner. But lately I have been on a chunky lip pencil kick, and this color is perfect. I think that this combo is truly a perfect everyday nude pink. It's long wearing because I do use this to line and fill in my entire lip. And then I go over it with this beautiful gloss. This gloss is so smooth. It's super shiny, but it does not travel outside my lip lines. It comes in, I think, actually I have no idea how many colors it comes in. Let me tell you. It comes in 12 shades and retails for $26. It claims to be a long wear moisturizing lip gloss that hydrates for up to 24 hours and visibly plumps lips over time without bleeding or feathering. I just said that. It does not bleed, does not feather. It contains ingredients to nourish, soften, and plump your lip. It's also vegan and cruelty-free. So if you've been on the hunt for the perfect everyday nude lip combo and you like a gloss, a non-sticky, non-heavy hydrating gloss, then Ilia should be on your list. And my final favorites are all three of the new Buxom Dolly lip combos. So I did a swatch video of these as well. And I have long been a fan of Buxom lip polishes. I started wearing them in, I want to say 2007. Yes, they have been around for that long. I carried the Buxom brand at my store. Actually, Buxom at the time was under the Bare Minerals umbrella when I had my makeup boutique from 2007 to 2011. So we got Bare Minerals in the store first, and then we got in the Buxom category and the lip polishes. And I think there were maybe around 20 different shades at the time. Now I think there are a lot more than that. And there are so many beautiful colors. I can't say enough good things about these glosses. Anytime I wear one of the Buxom lip polishes, I get compliments on my lip combo. And I also find that their lip liners are extremely underrated. Anytime I do a Ulta sale or 21 Days of Beauty video, I'm always recommending these lip liners because they're usually on sale during that event. And they are called, wait, some things I can read without my glasses, some things I definitely can't. Powerline Plumping Lip Liner. So they came out with Dolly Medium, Dolly Light, and Dolly Deep. One of the reasons I like these lip liners so much is because of the brush on the end. A lot of lip liners, well, not a lot, but several lip liners do have brushes on the end. But I have discovered that some brands, Makeup by Mario, the brushes, at least in my experience, they kind of disappear or they kind of sink to the back of the pencil to the point where they're not really usable anymore. I'll put in some B-roll of an example. I have not had that happen to any of my Buxom liners. And I like that the lip brush is a little bit bigger so that you can really, really blend out those edges or blend out your lipstick if you so choose. The other side is an angled tip lip liner. These also are very easy to blend in if you want to cover more of your lip with them. They last all day long. This is a very long wearing duo. And now they have a duo for every single skin tone. I don't normally get excited about Buxom products, just being honest with you. But when they come out with new lip polishes, I am right there, front and center, waiting to buy. Or in this case, full disclosure, they did send these to me, all 4 duos, and I was giddy. And my regular viewers know I speak the truth when I say that because you've seen me get super giddy about products many times. So yeah, these are the products I am most giddy about. I do sometimes feel like a little girl when I get new products and I test them and I love them so much, and then I sit down and I film them. I film and I tell you all about them, and I hope you get as excited about them as I do. Not that you have to run out and buy any of these products whatsoever, but if they have been on your radar or if you've been looking for something in any of these categories, these are products I would definitely recommend. They are, in fact, new favorites. I will have everything listed and linked down below in the description box, as well as tagged through YouTube Shopping if available, because I am a YouTube Shopping partner. I also want to thank mimmua for sponsoring a portion of this video. Loving those products as well. Links in the description box. And if you are not already subscribed to my channel, I hope that you will consider doing so. I do try to upload videos at least twice per week. You can also find me over on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok under the same username, Risa Does Makeup. Thank you so much for watching. Please give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in my next video.